Hello, good morning, my friends. I welcome you to another edition of Mentoring with Bola Adewara. I welcome you to another week. It's going to be a great week for you and I, despite whatever that is happening in our country, Nigeria. Yes, we are going through a pretty pass. We are going through some challenges, and if you ask me, I congratulate the youth. I congratulate them for what they are doing. So far, it has been beautiful. And right now, I even picked my pen. I am putting down some lessons from these protests. And I'm sure in my next broadcast by Wednesday and on Friday, I will be able to share with you lessons from this protest, even though it is not over. But we have seen some things, very commendable issues that our youth have displayed in these protests. And I think that we parents need to compliment them. We need to mentor these children. We need to mentor these children. And I think they have even shown that they have ideas of their own. But today, I want to go ahead with mentoring with Bola Adewara, and I want to look at types of mentoring. I will be reading directly from my book, Discover the Secrets of Mentoring. I am glad about the responses to it because a lot of people have bought it. I mean, we're so close to about 7,000 copies since we started this program. And it's not just about the buying, but it's about the reading. It is what you read and remember that will make you wise. It's not just about buying the book and keeping it somewhere. And that is part of mentoring again. I want to look at types of mentoring, and I'll be reading directly from this book. Mentoring comes in different ways, employing different methods to accomplish same goal. Mentoring could be deliberately cultivated, naturally instigated, and also situational. There is what we call the formal mentoring, natural mentoring, peer mentoring, situational mentoring, supervisory mentoring, training initiated mentoring. And also there are so many others, but then I will look at these today. Formal mentoring. What do we call formal mentoring? Formal mentoring is a structured program that frequently match mentors and trainees, often used by companies to train new employees. That format varies from program and purposes, and so it is generally focused on specific goals to provide accountability based on formal contracts between mentors and trainee. Like I said here, this happen in offices, in companies, when they have new staff. You can employ that. The old staff will mentor the younger staff so that they will understand the vision of this organization. They will understand what this organization is all about and how to do things in the company. It is a very good idea, and this is how companies perpetuate their vision, perpetuate their purposes and goals. The next one is natural mentoring. Natural mentoring is initiated by mentor, one person, usually a senior, reaching out to another, usually a younger person, to assist in achieving a goal. This often happens among people with so much in common. Natural mentoring, when an elder notices that, look, this young boy is struggling to achieve this very thing, he has a way of bringing the younger person together. Oh, come, let me teach you how to do this. And then he will teach him how to accomplish that very goal. Usually it's from the elderly to the to the younger person. If you permit that word, the elderly and the youngerly. If you permit it that way. So that people will be able to understand that, look, this is how to do this very thing there. Don't forget that word. The elderly to the youngerly. Permit that word there. Now, the third one will be peer mentoring. Peer mentoring often happens among individuals at the same level, providing skills, training, and knowledge. Individuals in similar positions, e.g., have small children, providing support, empathy, and advice. Individuals in similar stage of career mentoring on option and career goals. This one happened, the peer mentoring happened among friends. If you have a friend who is doing something that you also like to do, you can move together. And that one will be telling you, oh, this is how to do it. This is how to go about it. This is how to go about it. Many of us will live the kind of life the Yoruba people will call the Konko Jabile life. You are on your own. This one is on his own. It does not work that way most times. Let us work together. The journey we are into in our life is a very long journey. Sometimes we need people to come together with us and let us walk the journey together. Peer mentoring. That's what we call the situational mentoring. Situational mentoring happens for specific purpose or skill acquisition. It is generally short-termed and common at all stages of the career. Situational mentoring, when you have a specific goal in mind, there's something you want to accomplish. For instance, I want to learn how to play an instrument, or I can play an instrument, but I don't know how to convert this instrument into something that will yield money for me. I can call on another person. Oh, look, I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do this. Can you mentor me? It's a short-term thing. Just to learn how to do it, how to get better. Maybe you know how to design, but you don't really know how to market your design. And then you find someone who knows all this detail. Situational mentoring. The person will come and tell, okay, this is how you can do it, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. And please, if you are doing that kind of situational mentoring, let us do it with our mind, not holding anything back from people. The next one is supervisory mentoring. This happens when your advisor is seen as mentor or directs you. This is not a detailed mentoring exercise because not all supervisors are comfortable or confident in teaching their subordinates because there is often the possibility of conflict or of interest. In your life, you might have a supervisor. In things you are doing, you have a supervisor. And that supervisor will be teaching you, okay, this is how you do it. And then maybe when you are not around, then he could pick the call and could pick the phone and call you. Hello, how far have you gone with this thing there? Supervisors. You understand it in the offices. They do such things to help you. There's what we call the training initiated mentoring. This begins with an interaction between a novice and a man he regards as his teacher. This bridge building may develop into a mentoring relationship when you don't even know anything at all. You want to learn how to do things. You want to learn how to do this very thing. You want to learn how to, for instance, you come online and you hear a lot of people talking about these, what do you call this thing, these programs online, and you learn this payment thing. Please be very careful with the GBT stuff. But then there are some that they call about the downline and stuff like that they pay money into your account. I've heard of it, even though I've not done that before. I'm not saying every one of them is GBT. No. There are so many of them that are genuine, but need to be very careful about it. So when you see things like that, you just need to, and you want to learn, please learn it. Know the truth of it before you jump into it. I have seen a lot of people telling me that, Bola, I paid this money to this payment thing. They've eaten my money. No, it's not always every time that you just jump into issues without knowing the truth of it. try to understand the truth of this matter before you just jump into it. Now, conversely, other people have identified and categorized mentoring differently. There is a pastor of mine whose idea of mentoring goes along this. They call it primary mentoring, secondary mentoring, structured and informal mentoring, active and passive mentoring, long-term and short-term mentoring, group mentoring, momentary mentoring. Yes, and that's the last one, the momentary mentoring. You see, according to him, primary mentoring, it means that the person you focused on, chat with, and seek advice from any time you have issues you couldn't treat yourself. When you have challenges in your life and you find out that, look, I don't really know how to go about this matter, and there are people you go to discuss with, it's still mentoring. And that's what we call primary mentoring. It could be your friends. It could even be a younger person that you defer to, that you respect. That's what we call primary mentoring. The secondary mentoring, these are people you go to for specific issues to learn from them. You just go there and you sit them with them. You sit down, you chat with them, you rub minds with them in order to learn from them. It is not all the time you ask questions or you go to them for a kind of question and answer time there. That's what we call secondary mentoring. The third one is the structured and informal mentoring. A structured mentor is one with protocols and set of guidelines on his mentoring with you, while an informal mentor is one who has no protocols or guideline guiding his relationship with you. Nothing really is at stake. It's a matter of convenience, but it's productive all the same. That kind of mentoring, you see, the structured mentoring, the guy will tell you, look, I have my guidelines. If you need me to mentor you, fill this form. Let's do it this way. These are my terms. This is the time and stuff like that. There are people like that. They are very busy, and therefore everything is guided by rules and regulation. The number 4 type of mentoring, active and passive mentoring. An active mentor is one who is committed and so always available to his protege, while a passive mentor is available when he or she can be found. Do you understand it? An active mentor is one who is always available. Anytime you can see him, anytime you can discuss with him. While the passive mentor is that one that is not available. When you see him, you see him. If he's not available, he's not available. He's not the kind of person you can call. You feel free to call anytime. There's what we call the 5th one, the long-term and short-term mentoring. A long-term mentor is one who is available to a protege for years, but may not be primary mentor, while the short-term mentor is available on specific issues. Do you understand that? A long-term mentor, some of them could be in your life for life. Some of them will just come and fade away, Number 6, group mentoring. This mentoring is for a group of people like students that are assigned or agreed to submit themselves to the mentoring of a teacher who guides them through a period of time. When I was in the university, I found out that there was this lecturer whom many of us love. Every time we go to him, we sit down in his office, and the man will start telling us about life. He told me stories about after university. He told us things that, look, by the time he got out of the university, it's not the same thing any longer. He prepared us. He showed us what life will be. And he was telling some of us, immediately you graduate from the university, before you start working, go and pick a master's degree. He told us so many things. He told us what will life be in our NYSC camp. He taught us a lot of things, and this is what we call a kind of mentoring he did, and it was for a group of people. The last one is momentary mentoring. This mentoring happens when you come by someone whose action or statement has affected you profoundly and changed the course of your life. There are people like that just looking at them, something they said, something they did has touched you, has changed your life. That's another kind of mentoring. I have seen many people like that all my life. I read the book of Martin Luther King, written by his wife, Coretta Scott King. It touched me so much. You see, that speech Martin Luther King gave, I Have a Dream speech, it's a very terrible speech in terms of its effect on me. It touched me seriously. So this is what we call momentary mentoring. There are people you've seen in your life. It could be women, it could be men. Something they said, something they did that will change your life for life. Do you understand what I mean? So these are things we call about types of mentoring. Then there's what we call the social media mentoring. A new type of mentoring process has been identified by Donald Clark. According to him, just as social learning can take place through social media, the face-to-face environment of traditional mentoring can also be replaced with more versatile media. This is the use of the tools and applications allowing mentoring to take place over greater distances and in different time period. Mentoring through social media shall be discussed in details when we are talking about informal mentoring much later. This is what I have for you today. Discover the secret of mentoring. I want you to fall in line with the need to get mentored. Many of us don't find it easy. Many of us find a lot of things difficult. And I keep telling our people that the shortest cut between your purpose in life and the accomplishment of it is mentoring. Get a mentor, learn from a mentor, and it will be well with us. Let us do it. The younger generation that are protesting today, I don't really know how far it's going to be this week, but I believe that we need to mentor them. Even you, in your 40s, in your 50s, even in your 60s, it is not too late. It is not too old for you to get mentored. Don't worry, it will be well with you. Thank you very much. The Lord be with you. God bless you. Have a great week.